up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Les Alex here for Impact Gaming Center. We are live with round number 4, the final round. We've got Chris on Eldrazi Tron against Mike on green Eldrazi Tron, it looks like. So, yeah, thanks everybody for joining us. We appreciate you, especially if you're watching on Twitch and have made it this far into the tournament, stuck it out with us into the last tournament. These players are playing for a ton of store credit, photo, all sorts of the things that matter, right? But yeah, thank y'all so much. And if you're watching on YouTube, that's cool too. Make sure to check us out on twitch.tv/Impact Gaming Center, where we stream each and every single Friday night at 7 p.m. You don't have to wait, of course. And yeah. And of course, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Share the video. Let everybody know that we exist. That would be amazing. And of course, hit up impactgamingcenter.gg, where you can find all the Magic the Gathering singles your heart could desire. Alrighty, so things are going here. We've got some Ugins, Labyrinths, and some 6s. So this is 6. Not Ren 6, just 6. So this card is pretty cool. Reach, whenever 6 attacks, mill 3 cards, you may put a land card from among them into your hand. As long as it's your turn, non-land permanent cards in your graveyard have retrace. So pretty powerful card from Modern Horizons 3. Doesn't see a ton of play anymore, but all right, and we're going to channel Boseiju to tag the power plant. So Chris will be able to go get a basic here. I assume he's got, basic forest. That makes sense. Heart of the Cards caught on live. Yeah, right? From last round. I didn't catch that. But yeah, thanks everybody for joining us. We appreciate it. This is the last match of the night. So who will take down the tournament? Is it going to be Chris or is it going to be Mike? Only time can tell. Chalice on 1. That big dice, I like it. Appreciate the big dice, Chris, if you're watching this. All right, 6, gonna mill some. Ugins Lab, Devour Destiny is going to get exiled underneath it. And pass back. All right, so we got some slow turns starting things off here in this one. Power plant drawn for Chris. Who's still with me? Do I have any of my chatters still in here? I know it's been a long night, but thought not see are going to enter the battlefield. Double World Breaker. So I guess we'll take the World Breaker, and that means Mike does get to draw a card. Or no, when Thought Not Seer dies. That's right. River's here. All right. Cool. Cool. Casting World Breaker. Gonna exile the power plant. Jeez. Another one. Wow, he drew it. The third one. Mike even like, wow. This is looking like a Karn. Never mind, one ring. That's pretty good too. And immediately going to draw off of it. Don't have another big dice, apparently. Just pass back to Mike. All right, Loses Life goes to 17, thanks to the one ring. Draws 2 off of the one ring. Not drawing any lands here for Chris is a big issue. Oh, wow. Well, okay, never mind. Forget what I just said. Has Tron. That's got to be rough for Mike. He kept tagging the power plants with the Beseiju and with the World Breaker, and still Chris is able to hit Tron before Mike can. World Breaker of my own? Jeez. The Uno reverse card, dude. That's brutal. Gonna tag the Ugin's Lab with Devour underneath it. But in response, gonna add some mana. Combat. Kozilek's. X equals 5. Gonna scry 5. and make a ton of Eldrazi Scions. That's pretty good. Eldrazi Temple. Both these players are very methodical. I know this has been kind of a quiet match, but both players taking their time, thinking through the steps, thinking through the game. Oh my, there's the 7/7 sire of whatever. Sire of 7 deaths. Getting retraced from the graveyard thanks to 6. It's a 7 mana 7/7 with first strike, vigilance, menace, trample, reach, lifelink, and ward of pay 7 life. Chris is going to draw 3 cards. Maybe not. Look at that awesome art. That is so cool. Karn the Great Creator. Gotta find another dice. Oh my gosh. Ensnaring Bridge. Strap in, folks. This might be a long one. Ensnaring Bridge. Mike says, okay. Jeez Louise. How are these players going to win? We might be looking at another 45 game one here, folks, with Ensnaring Bridge on the table. That's one you don't see all the time from this Eldrazi Tron deck. Usually it's the one doing the smashing. One, two, three, four, five. It's a lot. And a pass back. Yeah, not a whole lot happening in this game. I'm sorry, folks, but just not a ton happening. So bridge is gone. Chris did not want to search. I'm assuming that Sire of Seven Deaths is attacking too here. Before blocks. Yeah, that makes sense. $11. Say X equals 11. Blocking the World Breaker. Jeez. Another Thought Knot Seer. Draw 3. 1, 2, 3. Chris is at 6. Down to 3. Can play the One Ring out. Up to 4. 3 and 4. Yeah, so the One Ring's going to replace the One Ring. Going to get a One Ring Shield of Protection for a turn and reset the counter so he won't be losing 3 life every single turn, or 4 life every single turn. Gonna tag the lab with all his dust on it. Sowing Myco spawn. Gonna get a tower. Another Myco spawn. Oh my gosh, just taking out all the lands here. Chris making it very difficult for Mike to be able to play this game. And he's not done yet. Maybe he is. Combat. Attack for 4. Michael trade. Both will draw a card. X equals 9. Go up 1 spawn and exile the World Breaker. Not too bad. Thought not here. Let's take a look. Chalice and a Talisman. Not great. Take the Talisman. Pass turn. Pass bag. Alrighty. I think things are going to wrap up here at some point. Down to 8 goes Mike. Devour, and Mike's going to call it. Alrighty then. That will do it for game number 1 in this, I don't know how to explain this match. I mean, it's definitely, like, it's a mirror match, you know? Mirror matches are what they are. I don't really have much other input than that. But thank you all so much for joining us tonight. This matchup is pretty rough. That being said, thank you all so much for joining us tonight. We do appreciate it. Let's kick it to this. See who we got, who we watching, or who's still here. Yeah, it's starting to clear out big time. Got some gamers gaming still. Of course, the modern players are still here as well. A lot of the commander players are starting to clear out, though. A couple tables there. And I'm sure we've got several tables on the other side of the gaming space. But yeah. Let's kick it down to the... Well, they're getting ready. They are getting ready. All right, here we go. Here we go. These players have approximately 21 minutes left, and judging how long that game took, it's going to be a task to try and get through this one. But that being said, hopefully they do. Would hate to have a 1-0 victory. Problem with this mirror match is these decks go so big and have so much like land removal and have many ways to draw out the game that like once both players have exhausted a ton of resources, it's really hard for either player to, create a clear-cut advantage. That being said, whoever has a 1 ring is going to win this game, I think. Emrakul the Promising, also a good piece of tech. If Mike can ever buy that back and play it, pretty good. So Talisman on turn 1, thanks to Ugin's land. Ugin's land for that, and a Talisman. I like that play. The play's so nice. Chris did it twice. The Ugin's Labyrinth is tapped for Chris here, but I don't think it's going to matter too much. But Seiju, okay, that's pretty good. He's going to add 3 mana, or 2 mana rather. All right, Chris, what you got? Stone Brain. That's interesting. Mike says, All right, so pass back. Cavern on Eldrazi, I assume. Some effects after Chris draws. Can tag the Eldrazi Temple. Chris does not have another land. Another basic, rather. Tower. Chris says, I know what I would typically name. But what are we going to actually name? Ulamog, the Ceaseless Hunger. That is the card named by Chris. Followed with a, Mike picks his deck up and hands it over to Chris. Let's see, is there, in fact, an Ulamog the Ceaseless Hunger? Or maybe Chris should have just named Emrakul the Promised End. We shall find out. Wow, multiple sires. Sires of 7 deaths. No, Ulamog Ceaseless Hunger. Sometimes it's better to go with the devil you know than the devil you don't, Chris. Chris said you have a lot of Eldrazi in that Eldrazi deck. And Mike responds with, I do. I do, in fact. Sowing Myco spawn. Hit off the forest off the top rope. And Mike is, I would like to say, in a pretty good spot here. This guy's got 15 minutes left, so this is what I'm talking about. There's so much land destruction between the two decks. Oh, there's an Ulamog Ceaseless Hunger. So, I mean, if Chris can ever get up to that very, very expensive card, could certainly be a game changer. But at this point, that is not a card you want to see off the top from Chris. All right, Michael's probably going to get in there. First blood has been drawn down to 17. Another. There's a Sanctum of Ugin. Let's look that up since the original Ugin land. All right, let's bring that up real quick. So you can add 1 colorless to your mana pool, and then whenever you cast a colorless spell with 7 or more, you can sacrifice it. And if you do, you get to search your library for a colorless creature card, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Hello, how are you? But that's pretty good. Mike's got the mana, just has to find something to do with all of it. As Chris is at 14 right now. And really needs... Oh my gosh, yet again finds Natural Tron. Pretty late in the game, but that's still pretty strong. Myco spawn kicked. Sanctum of Ugin is what he's going to tag. Yeah, that makes sense. Mike's got not a lot going on, although he does have the mana to do a lot with it. And with that, Chris will find another tower. And he's cooking. So next turn, he can cast Ulamog the Ceaseless Hunger. As it stands right now. Obviously, Mike could draw some land destruction. We don't know what awaits us on top of his library. Combat. Get in there. My sowing Myco spawn versus yours. Yeah, I think you just block. I'm doing pretty good. Ugin's Labyrinth. No card exiled, though, so that just taps for 1 mana. And I think we are about to see Ulamog, the Ceaseless Hunger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 mana total here for Chris. So he does have enough. 11 mana is how much Ulamog the Ceaseless Hunger costs. What are we tagging? Probably is Ugin's Lab and Lab or Cavern? Yeah, and you see the look on Mike's face. Not happy to see that card be put on the stack. Not happy one bit. And yep, exactly as I thought. Mike will buy back the Promised End, the Emrakul, the Promised End, but having 2 of his better lands just exiled, not really going to have enough mana to do much with it, even though it is in his hand. Now Ulamog's going to be able to put the pressure on. Yeah, Mike's going to call it. Chris going to take it. Hey, congratulations, Chris. You are tonight's winner of the FNM tournament. Congrats, congrats. Thank you all so much for watching us here on twitch.tv/Impact Gaming Center. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you all so much. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, and, of course, comment down below. If you have decks you want to see on a future episode, make sure you let us know in the comments section. And, of course, hit up impactgamingcenter.gg. All your Magic the Gathering, TCG, and other tabletop gaming needs. We appreciate you. I'm Les Alex. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us today. We appreciate you. Congrats, Chris, on winning this week. Going to take home a ton of packs or just keep banking that store credit. But yeah, thanks, everybody. And we appreciate you. Until the next time, I'll catch you all on the flippy flop. Adios, everyone.